If you've had any work done at a med spa called Bare Beauty Aesthetic Care in Lakewood, the state and the Lakewood Police would like to hear from you. This after the state moved to basically shutter that med spa this week and accused a man named Carlos Hernandez Fernandez of doing a rhinoplasty without a medical license. Carlos Hernandez Fernandez has quite the history. Back in 2017, he pleaded guilty to charges that he faked being a plastic surgeon and operated on more than 50 people without a medical license. This all comes after a tip came in to me from someone who said this guy approached me, said that he was a doctor, and scheduled me for a breast augmentation consultation. She went and looked up his license, couldn't find one. Then she looked up his name and found all these stories and tipped us off to this. State regulators were looking into it as well. Bare Beauty Aesthetic Care is actually owned by a doctor, a guy named Dr. Brett Pierce. He lives in Arizona, but he does have a Colorado compact medical license. Makes it a little bit easier to get a medical license in Colorado if you have a license already in a state that's a participating state in the compact. Dr. Pierce told me that he's a college friend of Carlos Hernandez Fernandez, that he approached Pierce and said, I want to open this clinic and I want your help. He claims that he's never worked in the clinic, didn't know about Hernandez Fernandez's history. Said he just told him he was having some trouble with his license and it all was a funny story. It wasn't until last month that this doctor tells me that he found out the real story and started trying to sever his ties from this business. Colorado's interesting with med spas, so-called medical aesthetic therapeutic treatments, things like Botox and lip fillers. Those are considered medical procedures that you need a license to perform, but doctors with a license can delegate those procedures to people who aren't licensed under their medical license. So technically, even a doctor living in Arizona who has a Colorado medical license could be considered the medical director of a med spa here. There's a lot more to unravel in this story, and I'm sure we'll continue to learn more. I'm 9 News consumer investigator Steve Stager. I run a segment called Steve on Your Side. Follow me for more consumer and financial content and news all around the city of Denver and the state of Colorado. And if you had one of these procedures at Bare Beauty Aesthetic Care, I'd love to know about it. My DMs are open.